Awesome. All right. A question from Matt G. So, hey, Jim, what was Michael Eisner's biggest failure in terms of money lost? And then he lists a few of them. I'm going to go through them. ABC, the Angels and Ducks, the Go Network, or something else? Well, they're still using Go Network because technically it's Disney.go.com.
Yeah. That though, I have to say, that one, and in fact, the classic case of you acquire this asset, you build this asset, and you don't check to see that somebody else has the domain name.
Yeah.
It was that one. I think was their biggest boondoggle because that was Disney entering into. I mean, if you pick up.
This was the early internet days, back when it was essentially Gold Rush.
Yeah, and you pick up the annual report for that year, and it's like Go is the thing that Disney's doing this year, and it crashed and burned so quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, Disney was among the first in that space, and they fumbled it, and again, it's hard to blame Michael Eisner for that. He trusted his underlings.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a case of, well, I should check. I'm Michael Eisner. Let me do this.
Yeah, let me go to who is real quick.
Yeah. And it bit him in that. I mean, Angels and Ducks. I mean, this. Look, Walt Disney himself did the Celebrity Sports Center. It did the Winter Olympics in '61. Disney had been in the sports space before, and more to the point, look at how successful ESPN is. You just had to be in the right place in the sports space.
I mean, even ABC is not a loss. I mean, they
no. I mean, it's just it's interesting now on a television network where, in fact, we were just talking about this. The way you and Laurel watch television, the way Nancy and I watch television, I feel like I'm the one still with the bunny ears and the tinfoil. Hey, the show's going to be on.
We don't. We have a television, but we don't have cable.
Yep.
Everything is through Hulu and iTunes, and there are a couple of shows that we watch, but we'll watch them when we want to watch them. And so, like right now, we're going back through Newhart from the 70s.
But again, that's
what's happening.
Generational.
And then we binge watch. We'll watch like 6. I think we went through the entire Buffy and Angel catalog over a period of like 3 or 4 months.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. It was really good because you could watch 1 or 2 episodes, and sort of get through the whole continuity arc. And then there was like seasons 4 through 6 of Buffy that was just like passing a kidney stone for 2 hours every night until it was done.
All right.
Anyway, there's a question from Robert. Will Walt Disney Imagineering have a post-Epcot scale set of layoffs once Shanghai Disneyland is open?
Oh, well, no, because this is kind of the saddest part of the story about Walt Disney Imagineering. It doesn't operate like it did back in '82, where everybody actually worked for Imagineering. This is sort of a, for lack of a better term, a creative management company now that they've turned around at so much of the manufacturing for, whether it's the A figures or the sets or, they're not done in house anymore. They're outsourced. In fact, I mean that's they used to be during the period when they were doing the really heavy layoffs at Imagineering. There was one of the employees drew the new logo for Imagineering, which was Outsourcer Mickey.
Outsourcer Mickey?
And it was just like, instead of a wand, Mickey was taking a wand, a hand of cash, and his other hand were a swath of pink slips. So, no, it won't. And if anything, going forward with the Brazil project or Park 3 for Anaheim and that sort of thing, there's a very small core group of creatives, but when it comes time to manufacture, and it all goes elsewhere, and they're the ones who get the pink slip when the project is done. But it's a per project pay basis.
That's really. So how do they maintain the continuity among sort of like theming and story and just sort of the process by which they do things? Is that just through the core group and
It's interesting you bring that up because there's a belief now that the group has gotten so small that decides how attractions are done at Disney, that it's gotten kind of incestuous. I mean, think about how many attractions now feature the phrase, and then something goes horribly wrong.
Yeah.
All right, it's sort of the knee-jerk. That's part of the problem right now, is that when you've gone to, I mean, that idea, the first time they did it, when Lucas proposed that Star Tours was going to be about a ride that went wrong, and it was George himself said, look, in order for this to work, for the first 30 seconds of the original Star Tours, there was that feeling, they deliberately programmed the simulator like you were on rails.
Yeah.
There was that kind of rigid, locked movement that, like, okay, this is like every Disney attraction I've ever been on. And then suddenly, oh, whoa, wait,
And then
whoa,
it's not,
whoa.
yeah.
It's like, oh, God, okay. You know?
Yeah, but now that's pretty much everything is, and then something went wrong. I
So
mean,
that's the thing. I hate to say this, but somebody needs to invent the new theme park cliche. You know?
the
And the
new
trains
trope.
went wonderfully, and I had a good time, and they brought us a sandwich.
I actually thought that would be the next iteration of Jurassic Park, where everything goes right, and we all go through the ride with an appreciation of the gentle creatures.
No. Here's a creator. Are you listening? Send this man a check.